Hey, come over here. Closer. Closer. Cale Makar. Avs win over the Dallas Stars 4-3 in overtime. You know when a team is playing so well that you almost have nothing to say about it? That was the majority of this game for the Avs. For 50 to 55 minutes of the game, they were playing darn near perfect hockey. In reality, there are mistakes, of course, but this is a hockey game against arguably the two best teams in the West in Colorado and Dallas. Sure, throw Winnipeg in there on the standings, fine, I'm not going to argue with you. But two very good teams here, and the Avs were the better of the two for the majority of it. Now, they do win the game, too, so you can take that as the Avs being better, and you would have liked them to win it in regulation. There is a bit of a stretch of hockey where the Avs do make mistakes, but I'm just not mad about it. This is a team that played so well that it gives you confidence they can do this repeatedly against Dallas. The good parts, not the bad parts. And from Dallas's side, this doesn't seem sustainable at all. It took a crazy 40-second stretch in the third period for them to even have a chance in this game, and then they still found a way to lose. Sports are funny, though. The Avs played so well in this game, and they still give up the first goal of the game. Taves is collecting a puck in his own zone here, and he's going to get pressured quickly. Wow, that's a horrible circle. Look at that drawing. So he's going to try and throw this up the near wall on his forehand, a very normal and very regular play. Now, unfortunately, referees are part of the ice surface. They're part of play. It's just what it is. I will say, I would have liked a little more effort of him to try and get out of the way here. He just takes that one, and the puck just falls there. This causes a scramble for the Avs. Kelly has to collapse in, come help, and get this puck. It's a bit unfortunate that something like that happens. Kelly's still able to get there and initially collect the puck, and in a 2-on-1 situation, he kind of panics a little bit and throws this puck down in the corner to nobody. It's just not a great hockey play, even if it did come off of a bad bounce. This allows Dallas to maintain possession, and coverage has completely broken down as the Avs are trying to recover here. A great pass from Mikko out front, and Dallas even gets a little bit cute with this with the extra pass over to Robinson. It gets Ryan Lindgren just completely lost in coverage, and that's a tough one to stop. Two things can be true. The Avs absolutely took a tough break from the puck hitting the ref there, but the Avs still had an opportunity to clear it, so that can be bad luck and a mistake from Colorado, particularly Parker Kelly, the one who does not manage the puck well. Is worth noting, Lindgren got put in the blender a little bit on the backside of that play too, but I actually really liked large portions of this game from Ryan Lindgren. He had some really effective defensive plays, and when you look at the Avs defense through the first two periods, for another game, they only gave up 10 shots in the first 40 minutes of this game, and at the end of it, they only gave up 22 total. I really think the Avs defense is playing the best it has all season. It's not perfect because no one can play a perfect hockey game, but the Avs are playing defense at a level that is going to win them games a lot of the time. Whether that's against weaker competition like a Chicago or some of the best in the league like Dallas, the Avs are showing they're capable of locking teams down. Thankfully, it's not just the defense that has been really good as of late. The Avs seem to have finally fully broken out of their funk, even when they aren't scoring first, even when the situation isn't necessarily ideal, they're finding a way to score a bit more consistently, and it's the power play to jumpstart the Avs in this one. It's actually a double minor situation where Colorado failed to score on the first power play, but Dallas is tired here. You know they have PKers that are running out of gas into minute 3 of killing penalties, and it's important that the Avs work it down low here. You need this type of stuff. You know Dallas has tired legs. We see the Avs get caught too often in that umbrella where they casually stand still and pass the puck here. You don't have to move very much as a penalty killer when they're doing that. When they force it down low into these areas, you have to start getting pushed and pulled around the ice. You have to respect the puck that in deep. Look at how collapsed Dallas is all of a sudden. You have 3 astern in front of the crease, and then you have 1 high guy, but he's all the way down at the hashes. So when this puck does come back out, look at Makar has already creeped in a good, 8-10 feet off the blue line, so he's already closed the distance, and Dallas still has to turn and skate hard to try to get up and pressure him up high. And that gives enough room for Makar to get set up, to find a lane, and get a shot in, all while the Avs put 2 bodies in front. Both Nichushkin and Necas are there looking for screens and tips, and it's Necas that puts the perfect tip on this one. The Avs have all the skill in the world. They are capable of making the fanciest of plays. But a lot of the time, it just boils down to shoot the puck on net and put bodies in front. Use your skill to tip pucks. Use your skills to be in the right positions. That's how you succeed. They don't all have to look amazing, especially when it comes to the power play. A shooting power play for the Avs just always looks so much better than one where they refuse to pull the trigger. Shots were 12-4 in the Avs' favor in the first period, and you come out of it tied. Obviously, the scoreboard is what it is, but the Avs are playing great hockey, and they continue that. You could even make an argument they play even better in the second. When possession swings that far in one team's favor, if you're not getting a truly elite goaltending performance, your team's gonna crack and you're gonna fall behind, and that's exactly what happens to Dallas in the second period. Dallas probably should have been out of their zone here. They have clean possession in the corner, and they're going to send it up the wall. It just gets a little bit mismanaged, and Cale Makar is really freaking good, so that's a keep all day for him. Makar, once he kept it, immediately takes the space, and he, much like Nathan MacKinnon, just sucks guys in. He creates space for others by using the space that he has. He does a good job of finding Taves on the opposite side. As Dallas tries to recover, they're not able to maintain their lines on Nichushkin to the backside, and Taves puts a fantastic pass to find the open man. Look at that. All 5 players looking towards the puck carrier. Val is on the back door with a ton of room. It's not just Val, though. Keep an eye on Brock Nelson in the middle here. He's heading to the dangerous areas of the ice, and he's able to turn, recognize Val has a lane, get to the front of the net, screen the goalie perfectly. And my favorite part about this is, one, yes, he's screening the goalie, getting in the eyesight, but as he recognizes Val shooting, he doesn't sidestep. He doesn't get out of the way to allow Andre to see it. He just shrinks up. He takes his legs, puts them together, stays in front of the goalie while making himself small so the puck can get through. I'm just in love with that play from Nelson, and obviously it's a great finish from Val. The Avs just have too much talent, and their second line is finally starting to figure it out with this new center look. Taves and Makar, really good. Val Nichushkin, really good, especially against his old team in Dallas. But the unsung hero there is absolutely Brock Nelson. If you want footage, if you want to teach your players what they should do in a screen situation, go take that goal. Brock Nelson's in the perfect spot, and he understands how to screen a goalie while also getting out of the way of the shot. It's perfect. Have I said perfect enough? So that gives the Avs the lead, and then they continue playing well. They get through a couple of penalties that they have to kill, and then they even add another goal later in the second period. This is just a team firing on all cylinders. Avs with no zone possession, both defensemen committing in here. Gerard on the near side and Malinsky coming down the far side. Malinsky's going to get a good opportunity for a shot here. Unfortunately, his stick blows up. Now the Avs maintain possession because Gerard's gone around the world in behind the net, keeping the Avs in control. Malinsky has to back off. He goes to the bench, out of frame, and disappears. Gerard works it back up high to Val Nichushkin, who's covered for the broken stick of Malinsky, but Malinsky's back. He got to the bench. He got a new stick. He's ready to go. So the Avs are still set up well, and Malinsky's in the middle of the ice to create this play. After breaking his stick, he's still ready, and he gets this over to Druin. Druin lets a shot go. It's a really good shot, one that Ottinger probably still should have stopped, but he gets a little bit screened by his own defenseman. So you take it where you can. It's fun. Good. I don't know. Call it what you want. Druin gave the shot a chance, and with a little help, it goes in. That's what happens when you play good hockey. Can the equipment manager get a point? Is that allowed? Beyond the readiness of the bench and Malinsky to refresh his stick, it's well put together hockey that ends with a quality shot. It's just not that complicated. This puts the Avs up 3-1 on Dallas, and they end up with 26 shots on goal in the first 2 periods. Dallas only had 22 in the entire game, including the third period where score effects came into play for the majority of it. I know we're about to cover the bad 45-second stretch of hockey in the third period, but I want to reiterate, do not over-criticize this. It was a little bad stretch of hockey, a stretch that, against most teams, on most nights, you're probably going to get away with. The Avs didn't here, and even then, they played so well that at worst, they were only tied and would go on to win. Most of the third was fine. Yes, Dallas was in the driver's seat a little bit more, pushing to try to come back, but the Avs were playing quality defense and doing just fine. And then they have one shift that just gets away from them. I'm not going to narrate this shift too much because it's an extended play. You can see Lindgren needed to make a better play there to get the puck out of the zone. This allows Dallas to stay in and get a possession. Some initial unbelievable saves from Wedgwood on this play unfortunately don't come to fruition because the Avs are just never able to regain possession of the puck. It's a mad scramble, and eventually the puck's going to go in. I'm not going to try and tell you that's good hockey. It's not. but it happens. There are shifts like that happen throughout games. Dallas is able to take advantage of this one. There you're sitting 3-2. You feel okay. You don't love that shift, but you still have a lead. You gave yourself a cushion. It's really the follow-up goal 20 seconds later that's a bit more concerning. This play is a lot less complicated. Dallas breaking out here. They're able to get through the neutral zone and get set up, but there is a tie-up play. There's an opportunity for the Avs to get this before it's even a problem. This is a puck clean on Sam Girard's stick. And it's hard to make a decision in a split second. I get it. I'm not an NHLer. I couldn't make these decisions in the time frames that they do. But Girard has options here. He could skate it away from danger. He could throw it away from danger. He could throw it to multiple teammates that it's not even really scary that there are stars in the way. Instead, he turns away from his teammates. He turns up ice, and he tries to just whip a puck down the ice, and he fails to do so. He put it right into a Dallas Stars stick. That is pretty much the one play he could not make there. Any other option would have been better. Now Dallas has possession, they're in the zone, and they're creating an opportunity. An initial shot, maybe a little bit of a soft rebound from Wedgwood there, but Duchesne in front is going to put it away on the second chance. A one-goal game with less than 6 minutes left? Yeah, that turnover just can't happen for Sam Girard. You need a better play there. There's no two ways to talk about that. Is it unfortunate that this game did not get won in regulation by Colorado? Yes. Absolutely. The Avs would have much rather got the 2 points and given Dallas none as they try to chase them down in the standings. If that matters to you, awesome. It should matter a little bit. You're trying to win home ice. Personally, I've never cared that much about the home ice advantage in the playoffs, but people think it matters a lot. So I get it being upset with that side of it, but on the Avs' whole play, I'm just not upset. That's a really, really good hockey game with 1 40-second span that cost you. And it really only cost you a single point because you still did win. Now, here's the thing. I say this in every Avs overtime loss. Yes, in the playoffs, 3-on-3 doesn't exist, or a shootout won't exist. It will be 5-on-5 hockey until somebody wins. But, and this is a soft but, you still have to win the game, right? Somebody has to win. And the Avs are the ones to win this one. And that does mean something. I know it doesn't really matter. Dallas won't care that they lost in overtime. That's not something they're worried about for the playoffs. But the Avs went out there and ultimately got the job done on a night where, again, they smoked Dallas. I'm not upset with the way the Avs played in this game. And sure, maybe if you're Dallas, you're saying, hey, the Avs played that well and we still managed to keep up with them. But from the Avs tinted glasses side of things, I don't know that Dallas can hang. Based on this game, I don't know that Dallas can hang. And look, playoffs are a different beast. Everything's going to look different. But if you're looking for which team should have more confidence coming out of this game, it's Colorado. Not least because name a player better than Cale Makar on Dallas. I bet you can't. Brock Nelson does win this faceoff. Faceoffs do matter, but this overtime is one thing and one thing only. Cale Makar. McKinnon does pull it through the neutral zone, but gives it to Makar, and Makar attacks. No passivity here. Go to the net, shoot the puck. You might score. You know what's great about this overtime goal? No cowardice. We've seen so much of late, obviously that entire Minnesota game, where they just refused to give up the puck and even really try to play any offense. And through the first portion of this overtime, not shown in the highlight, Dallas was also extremely passive to the point of where they tried to reset and went offside. That allowed the Avs to get that second faceoff. It allowed the Avs to get possession. And when the Avs get possession in overtime, they actually try to win the game. You have to have that mentality, or it's going to be really hard for you to win. That maybe is the biggest part of this. The Avs showed the killer instinct when they needed to. On the whole, not only was it a great game for the Avs, it was a really fun game to watch. If nothing else, you should be very excited for the playoff series that these two teams are on a collision course for. It's going to be a blast of a round one series. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to the DNVR.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and that's the type of hockey that makes you believe.